It's another significant discovery that could help lessen Turkey's huge appetite for energy imports. The latest find of natural gas in the Black Sea is expected to produce between 15 and 20 billion cubic meters every year. If those numbers are reached, it could help slash Turkey's budget deficit that at last count was running in the billions. But along with the economic windfall, the government is also hoping it will herald a new era of energy security. Ludovica Brignola reports.
Turkey imports nearly all of its hydrocarbon energy needs, with pipelines from Russia, Azerbaijan and Iran, while Qatar, the US, Algeria and Nigeria supply liquefied natural gas. Last year, the country's gas imports stood at 48.1 billion cubic meters, a yearly increase of 6%, and economists forecast a similar rise this year as well, something the government says is unsustainable. Turkey spent $40 billion on average over the past decade on energy imports, and officials say it is critical for the country to decrease the burden by reducing import dependency. In early June, Turkey announced the discovery of 135 billion cubic meters of gas in the Black Sea, not far from a reserve of 405 billion cubic meters discovered only 8 months ago. Together, the gas finds could be a game changer for the country's energy independence.
540 milyar metreküp.
Thanks to gas discoveries totaling 540 billion cubic meters so far, Turkey is on its way to becoming a natural gas producing country rather than a consuming one. I am optimistic that additional resources will be found in the region to cover Turkey's residential power consumption for at least 25 years.
Last year's discovery alone is the largest in Turkey's history and the biggest in the Black Sea. The gas reserve is about 40% of the size of the supergiant reserve Zohr, which was found off the coast of Egypt in 2015.
Şu anda Sakarya gaz sahasının kuzeydoğusunda.
Currently, our friends continue to work at the northeast of the Sakarya gas field in the Amasra 1 well. With the recent discovery announced in that field, perhaps this year we can open another exploratory well in the south and west of this area.
Production of 15 to 20 billion cubic meters per year would cover nearly a third of Turkey's annual natural gas needs, decreasing its dependence on imports. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan says the discovery has fueled renewed optimism on the future of the economy.
Dışa bağımlılığının maddi ve manevi sıkıntılarını çekmiş bir ülke olarak artık geleceğimize daha güvenle bakacağımıza inanıyoruz. Bu operasyonu tamamen milli imkanlarla gerçekleştirdik.
Turkey hopes to start production as early as 2023, but the Black Sea lacks developed infrastructure. And energy analysts have warned it may take up to 5 years for operations to get up to full speed. Ludovica Brignola, Straight Talk.
And joining me now from Washington, D.C. is Sara Vakhshouri. She is the founder and president of SYB Energy International, a Washington-based energy consulting firm. And from Paris, Sohbet Karbuz. He is a senior non-resident fellow at the Bilkent University Energy Policy Research Center. A warm welcome to you both. So, Sohbet, what's the significance of these latest discoveries in the Black Sea, and what do they mean for Turkey strategically and economically?
Well, first of all, the discovery, Sakarya discovery, has opened a new chapter in Turkey's energy history. It is surely a big gain for Turkey for several reasons. We can mention briefly 5 of them. First, production from the field will reduce dependency on foreign imports and reduce, of course, import bill. And this will also help reduce current account deficit of Turkey. For a country that imports nearly 99% of the gas it consumes, this is neither small nor negligible. Mm-hmm. How much the discovery will contribute to Turkish domestic supply is not certain yet, but officials mention around 10 to 15 billion cubic meters per year after 2026, which corresponds more or less a third of Turkey's energy gas consumption.
Yes.
There are some other economic benefits. These include business opportunities for Turkish companies, creating employment. In addition, it will contribute to improving know-how and expertise, and also accelerate knowledge or accumulate knowledge and experience.
Yes. Okay. So, Sarah, would you agree? And could these gas finds be a game changer for Turkey's energy independence? And what are the challenges before Turkey's own production? Because exploring is expensive and selling it is kind of cheap. Is it worth the effort?
Yes, actually, I agree with your other guest on this issue, because it not only increases Turkey's energy security, it's good for the economy, reduces the energy bill that Turkey has to pay every year for import of gas, but also because of all these net zero climate change aggressive programs that most of the countries in the world are following, the share of natural gas, its importance and its prices are expecting to increase in the decades to come, years to come. So it's very important for Turkey, obviously, to have this discovery. And if they are able to, obviously, as you said, tackle the challenges and extract and produce this natural gas and use it, obviously, domestically, or if there are other ways that they would come up with their energy policy, if they would look at it as an export. But something that I want to mention is that even before Turkey become to find this huge source, Turkey was already important country geopolitically and geostrategically as a place for a gas transit or a gas corridor country. But now having this resource being found in Turkey is going to increase Turkey's role and influence as a market player and a country in the market, the natural gas market.
Okay, so Sohbet, is there a need for foreign investments and partnerships, and why international countries would invest in Turkey? What's at stake for them?
Well, first of all, this discovery has attracted the attention of international oil and gas companies in Black Sea region in general, and for Turkey offshore area in particular. Turkey may need the help of foreign companies, but in terms of providing services, this is important. It will definitely attract investment, but when we look at the gains Turkey will have from this discovery, the money can be found. Money is not the issue, in my opinion. Look at the amount of Turkey pays for foreign aid is over $8 billion per year, and just reducing the foreign aid, that would already cover the investment needs.
So, Sarah, how have changing times, technologies, and the COVID-19 pandemic impacted geopolitics, energy security, supply chains, and the way the people and the states do business?
Sure. This is, in fact, a very good question. I wanted to just add one point to your previous question, is that these resources are in very deep waters. So it might need a more complex technology and further higher investment. As you said, is costly to extract the gas. So definitely, I'm sure, like as it was said, Turkish companies could develop the field, but it would be or might be more efficient to have an international energy companies with further experience work on in this field. And it all depends on terms of contracts. Nowadays, obviously, natural gas is more attractive than oil for companies to invest, but still the terms of contracts is very important in countries and the host countries to attract different types of investors. Going back to your questions on geopolitics, obviously everything has been changing very rapidly from, I would say, before the shale revolution in US, that countries, larger consumer of natural gas like United States, were very dependent on imported resources, and suddenly US became a major importer, a major producer and exporter of natural gas. And suddenly we had COVID. And what happened with COVID was the demand shock during the COVID had pushed the prices significantly down, and that had put a huge pressure on US, particularly crude oil, shale oil production, which reduced the associated gas production in US and US LNG export during the year of pandemic. So we had at some point very low gas prices because of demand shock. But as of now that we are talking, the gas prices, natural gas prices increased significantly because of lower supply, or the supply gap between the supply and demand. And what we are expecting to happen in years to come and decades to come is the share of natural gas to increase further than today in the energy basket of countries, because obviously it's less polluting for the environment in compared to crude oil and coal. So having that huge natural gas being explored and be found in Turkey, it's going to have a very important role. And as I said, most of the energy companies are looking into transiting from their crude assets and more into natural gas and renewables. So there's going to be a lot of interest from international energy companies in looking into mostly natural gas assets and fields.
So, Sohbet, has Black Sea's security become more important now? And what would it mean for Europe to have Turkey as an energy exporter?
With this discovery, any production will, part of it surely will serve domestic demand, but maybe part of it would be exported. And part of it could be exported means either directly by Turkey, or the amount that stays in Turkey could leave additional space from, for example, TANAP pipeline to Europe. That means instead of getting the Azeri gas, Turkey could export the same amount of gas directly to Europe. So that is why it is important. The second maybe important part is that it was announced that the production from the field will be traded in Turkish energy exchange.
Yes.
And this will definitely increase the leverage of Turkey for its ambition to become a regional gas hub. So for creating a regional gas hub, this is a very important development.
Okay.
Two ways. First, the production. The second is being traded in Turkish energy exchange.
All right, Sara, Sohbet, unfortunately, we'll have to leave it here. Thank you very much for joining us.